and it should go.
Man, you come straight out of a comic. Yo. I don't know why I did that. Like y'all couldn't hear me, or like somebody else can't hear me.
Hi, hello.
There it is. Hola. I don't know the other languages of how to say hi. That's the only. Damn, that is the only one I know.
Yeah.
Hit him with
bonjour. Bonjour.
I know more nigga ways to say hello. I know what's good, what's popping, what's happening, what's cracking,
what's Gucci.
but in other languages though, like
okay. So Japanese, you would say genki. Obviously in French is what au revoir. Spanish, como estás, hola, whatever. Fucking
sign language.
And black people, deuces.
Hey,
why you say it like
that delay? Fuck, my bad. Edit that shit out. That was bad.
Why you? So Konnichiwa, that's what it is. I was like, hold on.
Konnichiwa, yeah.
Konnichiwa is hello. I was like, hold on, wait a minute.
Because wasn't there a song? Whose song that said?
Konnichiwa is no, it's genki, bro. I'm telling you.
What?
Google it.
Then what does Konnichiwa mean?
Well, yeah,
it's konnichiwa is the same thing, but when you say like good day, like hi, like whatever is genki. I'm telling you.
I don't know. The homie Ness said konnichiwa, dog.
No, fight me.
Who? Wait.
The homie Ness. I don't know. He came in hot.
Wait, what's hello? What's hello? It's hello konnichiwa. So gangi is what? How you're doing?
Like good day. Like it's like the polite way of saying good day.
Okay. I don't know how to Google that because I can't spell it, so I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Let me give you the Shinji or Konnichiwa. Let me get you the proper one. Hold on, let me get you the Anyway, hi guys,
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a live edition of Straight Out of a Comic Book. I am your host, of course, Will Pharaoh. I got the fellas with me, Deuces, ATO Worldwide, and of course, Brandon Broady touching down wherever he is. You never Broady is now, so you never know where he's at. Yeah. So, but we had to come together because typically when we do shows, we wait until shows are over and we kind of come together. We talk about and discuss them, break it down from the good, the bad, and the what the F, of course. But sometimes the show is just so good,
right,
that we gotta stop and talk about it prime in the middle.
Especially after that last episode.
And today, the show that takes that privilege is, of course, Star Wars' latest series on Disney Plus, Ahsoka, starring the timeless Rosario Dawson.
Damn right.
Whew! Stay firm.
Even as an alien, right? I mean,
as an alien.
I'm like, he got tendrils and orange skin, and I'm like, you know what? I still smash.
I don't know what this is on the top of your head, but I'm grabbing them. I'm grabbing them from behind.
Hair weave killer, like 2 chains.
I don't know what these are, but they live and active, yo. But yo, this show has been simply amazing from start to finish. Like this gives me, not even start to finish, but where they're currently at. Like this is definitely giving me Mandalorian vibes and stuff. But I want to get y'all opinion first. So of course, like Deuce, man, I think we're in episode 5. We got what I believe 8.
Yeah, is it 8 total.
I do believe it's 8 total.
Yeah. So just how you feeling, man? Just from what you've seen so far.
I'm loving it because, so the way I've been telling people, I said, if you are a Star Wars fan, you are going to love this based off of everything that they're giving us. If you are Star Wars casual, you're going to love it because it gives you enough where even if you didn't watch the Clone Wars and everything like that, you still get what's going on. If you are a new person, you're going to love it based off of action alone. This series is hitting every type of Star Wars fan in so many ways. I'm loving everything about this series so far.
All right, Brody, what about yourself?
I mean, visually, the thing is it's masterful, man. The music is fantastic. The fact that we have like it passes the Brechtel test. I don't know if you know what that is, but that's basically where you have female characters in a film or a script, and they're not talking about another male character, like and they don't. And it's not contingent upon other men. You know, it's like strong female leads. You know, and it doesn't.
What's
feel
that called
like
again?
It's the Bechdel or the Brechtel test. It's a certain test. It's like 3 certain things that you have to do. It was basically because a lot of like writers would always write women in, but their use would just be to facilitate almost like the exposition of another male character. So what do you think about Charles? Well, I think Charles blah, 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 blah. You know, this has nothing to do with that. You know, these are 3 strong female leads. They're amazing. I mean, I'm talking Hera. I'm talking, of course, Ahsoka and Sabine. I mean, and it's just so interesting. I'm sitting there like, whoa, like I'm not seeing like an Obi-Wan. I'm not seeing a Mandalorian. And I'm like, this whole episode is like, it's cutting between 3 strong female leads. And I don't feel like I'm at a loss. I feel like, I feel completely fulfilled. And it's just like, it's such it's Dave Filoni is, I mean, this guy is proving that he needs to take the helm of the Star Wars universe. You know, he should have. I wish we could go back and have him take the helm of the prequels, because the way that he is just appreciating the content and giving it, he's respecting it, man. He's respecting it from a fan point of view, and it's growth. Because what the sequel trilogy did was that it just kind of it used the copy and paste method. Let me just do this. With Dave Filoni, with his universe, you know, including Rebels, the things that he's doing, he's showing us and giving us ideas that we've never seen. But that's okay. I'm accepting of it because that's what it should do. We shouldn't just do copy and paste. I mean, I'm not going to go into detail, but just like showing us the world between worlds, the people that are not Jedi, not Sith, but in between, showing us witches, showing us different things in this universe. I believe.
Wait, could I jump in right quick?
Yeah.
So I didn't know we was crossbreeding in the Star Wars universe. So what's first of all, my favorite character right now is what's the name? Hera
Syndulla. General
right?
Syndulla,
Syndulla, right? So what's her name? Winstead. She was Huntress Mary Winstead. That's her name. Mary Elizabeth. Yeah, bro, that's her son. That's the little boy.
Jason. Yeah. That's Kanan and her son. Kanan is the Jedi. He was the blind Jedi on a
bro. So that means we crossbreeding. Like that's dope. No, because he was humanoid.
Yeah. I mean, but it's the universe, of course. At some point, and we talked about it, how Star-Lord finally did it. So it's like
he got green hair, so
and that's fire though. And I remember seeing little shorty from baby girl was watching a Chupacabra, that Chupacabra movie. That's what the little dude. He's in that. It's a Netflix movie. It's called Chupacabra.
Oh, okay.
The little shorty, yeah, man. I'm like, oh, where I see him from? The Chupacabra film. But he was dope. He was brilliant. I loved the fight scenes. It was so dope to see like a Mando with a legit lightsaber, going up, like the whole. And I thought, what's his name? I don't know his name, man. I'm so sorry. The person that she fought in the forest and she chopped him down and all the little steam came out of him.
Oh, Marak.
Yeah. Bro, for the life of me, I could have sworn it was Starkiller, bro. I'm like, that's gonna be Starkiller. That's gonna be Starkiller. I thought it was Starkiller.
There was a lot of theories of who he was gonna be. Like I said, I was all over the place. At one point, I was like, it's gonna be Starkiller. Then I was like, no, it's gonna be bro. I was like, there was so many people. I'm like, wait a minute,
bro. That would have been litty. But I love what they did when bringing Anakin back. Like I loved how they brought him back.
Hold yours.
You jumping. I'm so sorry. I'm hyped.
Let's at the appetizers.
I was talking about Jumper. I meant Jumper. I was watching Jumper. Yeah, it was Jumper.
Yeah, at least a good movie he did. Now, don't do that.
I love that movie. What you mean?
But so for us to start, I do want to say the way they started this series, I was like, nigga, that's how you start a fucking series, bro. Because when they show Balin and his and they going through, I was like, yo, what is who is these niggas, dog? You see the orange lightsaber? I said, hey, this is how you start a fucking series right here. They started off with gas.
Now, does that have some significance to it? Because I know, like, Jedi's normally like tend to have like green, blue sabers, of course from Sam with the purple one, and we notice like Siths normally have red.
Yeah.
So orange wise, where is this like? Is this what shows like from a spectrum of colors? Like, because what I'm noticing is Ray Stevens' character is still somewhat kind of neutral.
Yeah.
So is that what that color kind of represents? Like,
I think it absolutely does. If you look at Ahsoka, once she kind of denounced her Jedi training, it's like, I mean, because she was using a green lightsaber during the Clone Wars, and then once she denounced herself, it's white lightsabers. It's like, I'm not Sith, I'm not Jedi, I'm just like a neutral. And if you look at the what white and red makes, it probably make more of an orange kind of hue, a lighter red.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it'd be more pink, but like, it's still in that middle.
Well, now to your point, it kind of seems like because of course white is I think like the absence of color, right? Or is that black?
I can't remember.
Well, either or, it kind of shows you like taking away from like, yo, I'm a no man, like I'm not good, I'm not evil, I don't do none of that stuff. But even to the same thing of like Ray Stevenson's being orange, like, man, I know what I need to do, but I still have a moral code that I follow.
Well, that's what they say, because they say so when you give yourself all the way to the dark side, they call it like you're pretty much bleeding the force, right? That's why it's red. You're bleeding your evil hatred to it. So the theory that I've subscribed to, and I watched all these videos about it, was that they are not Siths, but they are also not Jedis, and so he actually was bleeding and leaning more towards the force, but at some point he didn't fully conform, but he's more on the dark side than evil side, but he's not fully Sith. And that's why it's orange instead of red, because he didn't fully commit to the dark side.
It seemed like some Thanos stuff. Like, like the snap. Like the snap we know is going to cause harm, but at the same time, there is a method to the madness, which is trying to save the universe by killing off half the population. And the same thing kind of seems like with that is too. It's just like, yo, this place needs order. And that's what he's seeing. It's like, because even that's what the Jedis were kind of on at one point, is that this is about an order. This is about following some type of order. And he sees that now more in Thrawn and this empire rather than what he typically saw it in.
Now, Shin, she's going to be full. Before you go, bro, I just want to say, Shin, she's full Sith. She's just waiting for her turn to get her forward. Shin is psycho. But what you about to say, Broady?
No, I was going to say, I mean, we had kind of some foreshadowing of that with Balin's character when he's just like, he just wants the power, bro. He's like straight up like, I don't care how I get it, the power.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think too that can also be a thing of protection too, because like you said, like he watched all of his people fall. Yeah. So it's like now for myself, it's just like, yo, this is what you want, and this is what I can get. I can do this and rebuild what we have to be better the next time.
Yep. And the great thing that I've been loving about this series is that it does just seem like a continuation of Rebels. Like it just seemed like a new season of it. Right. So it's like if you loved Rebels and you're watching this, it's like, oh shit. Because like even like the small Easter eggs that you're seeing, there was an owl, like, you see that owl that's still being present, every now and then. You seeing the wells, like you said, like, you're just getting all these moments, and even they're recreating certain things. I know ATO jumped ahead, and I'm not gonna jump ahead too head on that one, but like even the things that Anakin was saying to Ahsoka kind of mirrored some of the stuff, the way that he folded his arms, the scenes that it looked. I was like, yo, they are going crazy right now.
Yeah, that outfit,
yeah, they was going crazy with everything.
And then both of the haircuts, I'm like, oh shit,
yeah, they was going crazy with it.
That was hard.
Now, see, for me, I don't know none of this shit. So I ain't seen none of that. I ain't seen Rebels. I ain't seen Clone Wars. And that's the thing I think is the good and bad about this a little bit. The good thing is, like I said, they made it to where if you haven't seen it, you're still on a great ride. So even like what y'all talking about with like Ahsoka and Anakin, like watching that, and again, we'll get into not to give no details away, but seeing that, I was like, oh shit, this was great. This was a great sequence. But because I haven't seen Clone Wars and Rebels, I knew for a fact, me watching this, I'm like, yo, I don't have the same as bro. Like, Brody's freaking the fuck out right now. Brody
man,
I know he was.
Deuce is flipping out right now. When she like again, when they showed off, just like, yo, I see it. But the only thing is about it, and again, this is just me, not to anybody else, but they still haven't done enough to make me want to go rewatch Clone Wars or Rebels.
What? I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised.
Well, let me jump in on that. So that's cool that's dope that they did that. Like how I gotta go back. But casual watchers and adult people that didn't really mess with that stuff back in the day, they're not gonna go back and watch Rebels or Clone Wars. It's just not gonna happen. You gotta give them you gotta just give cliff notes, man.
But that's my thing. But that's that. So that's I think a question I want to ask. Like, what could possibly be missing? Because after I finish watching One Piece, I am willing to go watch 1,300 episodes of this show.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm sorry interrupting everybody. I apologize. I'm gonna tell you right now. I hadn't watched the One Piece movie. I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't even like One Piece, the anime. I watched.
Whoa.
I know.
Okay, so so like we were saying, like we were saying,
I did watch the Dragon Ball One Piece crossover because it was Dragon Ball. Then I watched the other crossover with all the other dudes together. But then I watched 2 episodes. You know what ruined it for me? I hated 4Kids TV. 4Kids TV ruined the whole the experience for me because that entire 4Kids TV block was trash, bro. Like, and it just wasn't good. And so then comparing that to Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball, even Naruto. I'm not a fan of Naruto. Fight me,
bro. You are so blasphemous right now.
I'm on the wrong show.
Man,
I want a second round, man. I'm trying to get myself prepared.
Yeah, I just didn't, bro. But I'll go back and watch. I just, you know what? I want somebody to show me the best episodes of One Piece to watch. Because I'm an animation head, so like I went to school for animation, so like obviously like based off of the animation styles, I probably won't watch it.
But that's why you should though, because story wise, from what I was watching with One Piece, and especially watching the live action, how contained it was as opposed to the grand scheme of what the show is. Like, I love the pace they give and the fact that like, yes, it's 1,300 episodes, but if you really think about it, but if you think about it though, how long it take for like pirates to really find treasure? Like, it ain't no like, we've been doing this for 6 weeks and now we upon it. Like, no, sometimes this shit take years.
Well, I'll say something. I know that you guys are having a good time talking about One Piece, but I think the point was, I think because I'm sorry, I'm not. I have nothing against or 1, 2, 3, or 4 pieces. I love a 4-piece in French fries, but I came here to talk about Star Wars. And what your point was, Will, was like, do you need to have all these other episodes of Rebels and Clone Wars? No, you don't. However, there are some pivotal episodes that give Ahsoka so much more depth upon previous viewing. Episodes like there's this is all spoilers, so whatever. If you haven't seen Rebels, this is me telling you what to go back and watch. Go back and watch the Darth Vader duel with Ahsoka. Go back and watch the Obi-Wan fight with Darth Maul. Go back to Clone Wars and even watch just some of those fights, those early battles with Ahsoka and Anakin's training. You don't need to watch all the side stories, but if you watch the Ahsoka, Anakin, and I haven't even watched all the Clone Wars, but I was told to just watch the last 2 seasons, honestly. Like, really. Yeah,
like, someone just said in the comments to watch the last season and it'll change your mind.
But here's the thing also that I love about what Ahsoka's doing, because the first time that we saw Force echoes was actually in the Jedi Fallen Order game, right? And so we see that in the Jedi Fallen Order game, and we see like even those temples of him putting, those orbs in the special place and then him listening, right? So seeing Ahsoka being able to do that, and also seeing like a bigger, larger temple than one in the game, it's just like everything felt so connected because, we've been playing the Last Jedi and Jedi Fallen Order. And so it's like seeing like the extent of what a Jedi can possibly do outside of the Skywalkers and everything like that, or the Siths. It's like we got to see more on why Ahsoka is that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. To your point, Deuce, I think this one is, and I could be wrong, so and again too, if I am, correct me. But from seeing this series, this is the first one I'm starting to see out of kind of everything with Star Wars that's kind of letting you see it, like you said, outside of a one view perspective. Like Mandalorian was great, but we kept seeing the world of the Mandalorian. Same thing with like Boba Fett. Like we love seeing Boba Fett, but Boba Fett was still in a very contained world.
Yeah.
Like with Ahsoka, though, you're seeing more of everything, kind of like what Andor was trying to do.
Bro, we're going to another galaxy. Like
that
bigger. We've stayed in this. We've stayed in a galaxy far, far away for 45 years or whatever.
Yes,
and now we're about to show us another. Like, I don't even know what's going to be there, bro. Nobody knows what's going to even be be dog. It might be us. It might be us.
They're gonna pop on a straight out of comic book. Like
that was pretty dope. I've always wanted to see what it would have been like if ships were in the line of a hyperdrive. That was lit.
Yeah.
That was lit. That was
yeah. But even understanding, because when the symbolism that Star Wars always have, right? Because you forget that in hyperdrive, it's not only through just the ships. There's the wolves that can do the hyper tunnels, I think that they call it, or some shit like that. Yeah. You got the wells the reason why, the whole reason why there is even hyperdrive in hyperspace was observing those wells and saying, like,
I love that. The Purgles, they're called
the Purgles,
yeah. I love that they did that because it made the science of it. It's like, y'all don't miss a step, because I love learning about the Kyber crystals in Rogue One and the Kyber crystal temples and all that.
Yeah.
Like, just going into the science of it, they're leaving nothing untouched. And the Purgle whales, showing them and having like innate like hyperspace within them, is like, yo,
that was lit, bro.
That's a good. This is the first time we've seen a good blend of magic and science brought in together, because you didn't really see a lot of the magic within Star Wars, and then this one, like you said, like to ATO's point, seeing the witches in here, to your point, Broady, with the Kyber crystals, and they're learning from these animals that, of course, they don't pull from. Again, it's science, but there's still some kind of magic to that, and to finally start seeing that stuff, like, to y'all point, when we go to this new galaxy, like, what they doing? Because for that galaxy to produce somebody like Thrawn, and for me, I feel like Thrawn ain't even the baddest one from there.
Well, and here's the thing:
what we running into.
I think in our last Star Wars episode that we had, one of the things that we was talking about was, like, we want to get more into the lore of the Jedis, that original battle from the Jedi versus the Sith, and this is essentially doing that, because those ancient beings, that green magic, I'm saying, magic with a K, by the way, remember that. But it's like, going into those lores about people who are, again, in different universes. What was that orb thing called, Broady? The thing that
she's spinning.
The map. I forgot what they called it.
It was called something specific,
But whatever, but even that, and knowing, like, oh, there's a channel to get to this. There's a way to get there that only ancient people or certain people know about. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, even the whole building of the big hyperspace ship that that old girl was building. It was like,
which is crazy,
like that.
Which is crazy. Using the pieces from the Empire, though. Like that, and to build this up, and then too, just like to see all of that stuff. Like, I think too, like, that's one thing that I don't think they try to kind of been luring away from a little bit, which is the politics of war. And so, like, to see, like, especially like the general going and being able to find out, like, yo, like to see how much they battle her position is crazy. And but to see, like, how much she just, like, you see this badge that say general, right? Don't make me ask twice.
Right. But still showing that, like I said, you know what I'm saying, that they were still embedded. Like, they was like, like, when that went down, I was like, oh shit.
I was like,
oh, we about to
Imperial. That's an Imperial right there. Get them.
Imperial motherfuckers.
That's an Imperial right there.
I wanted to bring it back to something that Broady was talking about, though, because when he was talking about like how, like, you know, just because, you know, these are female leads and they're not being and their drive is not dealt with a male character, right? What I love about the Ahsoka story is Ahsoka coming to gripes with her own self, right? Because the reason why she was where she was at and she was so lost is because she always felt like if she stood by Anakin wouldn't have turned fully, right? He wouldn't have turned to the dark side. She always had that feeling that I could have saved Anakin, right? So even within there, when she had to eventually face her trauma and then face what like she was dealing with, it wasn't like, it turned out like it wasn't just you felt like you had to save Anakin, but it was that struggle within herself of, all right, I don't really believe in what the Jedi standing for, and I don't fuck with the Sith, but like there's certain things, because remember, even beforehand, she was already twisting the rules, kind of like when you watch Rebels and you see Anakin's descent into being the Sith. He started making like little things that he did. He started killing certain people, started bending certain rules. So as this episode, this series was going, you start hearing Ahsoka say things like when they was like, "Yo, what happened there?" She was like, "Well, you know, I didn't follow the protocol." So you're like,
you know what, Deuces, and if you look at it, and that's why it's so important that she's looking at, am I going to inherit these traits? Because if you look at the lineage of Master to Padawan, bro, they've all been rule breakers. To Qui-Gon, to Obi-Wan, to Anakin, to Ahsoka. They've all been a Jedi that has slightly bend the rules. And if you can kind of look at it, it slowly just starts to manifest a complete shift. And that's why she's like, yo, if this happened to Anakin, what the hell is going to happen to me?
Yeah,
but that's the thing too that I think is the conflict from being a Jedi, and that's the same problem I think Obi-Wan had was. And I saw that in this, and especially that last episode, was everyone regrets the decision that Anakin does not regret at all. Like, Anakin settled in who he was. He knew he was going to become evil. He never wavered from that. That was the thing, and even trying to teach Ahsoka, like, you have a choice. You can choose to do. You're the only one that's holding this back. I made my choice to be this. My anger was already born. I was already put into this. I already had this choice. I'm already set to this. Even when you watch Obi-Wan, you watch the final episode, seeing him in his eyes, it's like, yo, this is me. Whatever it is you thought about me, let that go.
Yeah, because a lot of that, but then a lot of that come from his you know, the way he was, his upbringing, him being a slave, and then him going back to avenge his mom and like rescue his mom, and then while his mom died in his arms, type of shit. Like the same thing that Yoda said. Like, you know, he was pissed. Like, he was mad. Like,
well, because if you think about it this way, all of the people who went towards the dark side, they used the Force for. Like, they used it. Like, I want to use this Force to cause harm. All of the people who were Jedis or was on the right side, they worked with the Force. So when you watch this whole series, it is all about Ahsoka not trying to force something, not trying to force Sabine to be who she wants her to be. Like, oh, you know what? Sabine may actually have some good, like, you know what? Let me work with her. Because even with that airship battle, when they was trying it, it wasn't working when she was trying to tell Sabine what to do, and Sabine was trying to. And so when Ahsoka finally said, all right, you lead and just tell me where to go, it worked for her, right? And so even with the whole with the Force with the whales, like, remember when she told them, they were like, so what we about to do? She's like, I have no clue. I'm just rolling with them. That's when you really truly, that's why she emerged with the white cloak, because it's like, you know what? Now I'm at a space where I am working with the Force. I'm not trying to use it in this way, because once you start trying to use the Force, then you become Sith. That's how I interpreted it.
But also, and I agree with you, and I feel like her fighting against not wanting to be a part of the big picture. I think because she was so hurt by them, you know, accusing her of murder and the Jedi Council like kicking her out, and then like, oh yeah, come back in. And it's like, no, screw you, I'm gone. And it's like, it's like still being able to feel all that and going like, yo, you have a destiny that you can't run from, but you get to create your journey.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I think she kept missing with Sabine was like, Sabine wants a teacher.
She
You're
does.
already there. It's just you have to be able to sit within yourself to understand that, like, yo, you were more than enough. And that's what she figured out by understanding that I don't have to become you. I just forge my own path.
Yeah. And then
You
that's what
saw that.
And the way that they're setting it up, because you know it's going to be a master Padawan battle between Ahsoka, Sabine, and then bro, and what's the name? Like it's like we know, like we already saw bits and pieces of it, but like Shin and Balin, like they gearing up. It's going to be that duel, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's when we're going to see, because Balin, again, he's walking that line. He's a little bit more on the left, but he's still walking that line. And I feel like he's going to realize that Shin is way out of his hands. I do believe, yeah.
I'm sorry. I just had a thought came to my head. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. It was back to when Will was talking about magic and science.
Yeah,
Broady, you're an expert, right? So technically, wouldn't the Force be considered magic? Because it can't be a meta ability, because that shit don't exist, right? So,
well, I think it's a science. I mean, if we're going back to what George Lucas introduced in the prequels, he said, and this is Qui-Gon taking a prick of blood from Anakin, seeing the metachlorians are high.
Count.
If we're measuring metachlorians, then it becomes scientific. So I think it's a duality in a magic thing and a scientific thing. You know, if you are a Force wielder or a Force user, then you scientifically have some kind of other cells or DNA in your body.
Is it the same? Would that also be considered using a extra percentage of your brain as well?
I mean, in a sense. I mean, well,
you know how they say. Think about it. You know how they say we use like 10%.
But the Force just means you got some black in you. That's what it means.
Because the thing about it is they don't equate the Force to anything with your brain cells. It's like it's the same thing as, like, I guess whatever you would consider a soul. Like it's like Force users. It's something that's within you. So it's like it's kind of hard to define.
So is it okay? Well, so is it equivalent to like the Speed Force, like as it would be to Flash?
Nigga, the Speed Force is straight science.
But the Speed Force can be given, and the Force cannot be given. It's something that you have to be. It has to be within your, like, again, like Broady said, it's DNA. It's within you. It's passed on. That's why that kid is Force sensitive.
But wouldn't your DNA need to be able to accept the Speed Force? Like that's the reason why, like, you couldn't take Iris into the Speed Force because her body couldn't handle it. So your body has to. Well, then she had powers then when she went. That's different. She had powers then.
Are we talking about comic book accurate or the TV show?
No. I'm trying. No. Like, to your point, ATL. Like, I'm trying to figure, like, how you said, like, is the Force more magic? Is it more science? Is it more from the DNA, like kind of like an X gene? Like,
that's what I said.
I want to know too.
That's what I said, because Broady.
I would say it's more X gene, actually.
But okay, so you said more X gene. That's considered a meta ability, right? So meta abilities don't exist. So in this universe, it's either magic or science, right? So having a meta ability or a mutant, a genetic mutation, that's not really science or magic.
Well, but here's the thing. Hold on. Here's the thing, though, because you're using the term meta, and that's Marvel. But the correlation in the Star Wars universe versus a Force sensitive person is technically a meta being, right? So it's like it's just a swap of words. The same definition of whatever the X gene and meta is. A Force sensitive person has those same qualities. When you break it down and you listen to even what the X gene is or what the meta abilities is, it's something that's within you that emerges based off of trauma, based off of training, based off of extreme situations. A Force sensitive person, you already have it in you. It's in your DNA. But like I said, you have to be able to know how to wield that Force, which comes from training, extreme situations, trauma, same thing. So it's like, it is that.
Yeah. True.
So so for, let's say, Sabine, for instance, does Sabine have someone in her lineage that was Force sensitive?
She must have.
She must have, but
Okay,
I
so
don't know.
It just hasn't been revealed yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't
'Cause again,
remember. I don't know if they
see-
introduced her family on Rebels or not. I can't remember. But
Well, no, they said they did because they were killed on the attack of Mandalore, and when they explained it, so they did show them, and they said that they went back to Mandalore.
Oh, that
when it was
explains
attacked.
her. That explains why she's. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Just right. She said they said her parents died like right before. What's her fate? What's the one from the Mandalorian that got the saber now?
Oh, Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
It's when she first ruled before old boy took the saber from her. That's where her parents died.
Well, yeah, see, and that's the thing. You know, they always say because of what's in the dark saber, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, you got to be righteous as hell to wield it and everything. And they all, you know, it says that, like, they say like a lot of people who are force sensitive should be able to wield it as well. So it's like it's always been that question of whoever owns the who's holding the dark saber. Are they force sensitive or not? Like they haven't really, you know, we haven't seen that yet.
But like now you kind of getting into like even what one of the cast that's watching Grandpappy Perp said, like it's kind of sounding like the force is like God's will a little bit. Because like you said, like even to like a Mandalorian standpoint, it did seem like you had to have some kind of sense of something in order to wield that. And not saying it necessarily had to be called the Force, but it's how
it's harnessed. It's like the Jedi people harness the Force in this way, the Mandalorian people harness it in this way, the witches harness the Force in this way, and that's what I think they're trying to introduce to us. Like, yes, people use the Force in different ways. The Jedi look at it as just a light in the dark, but it's so much broader than that.
So much more, yeah.
So it's kind of like that room that Ahsoka was in for this for the last episode,
the World Between Worlds.
Yeah, because what it seems like is like I saw
it a room. Sorry, that's
a room. Like that's what I get. Like yo, it looks like a room.
It's like a little champagne room, the little VIP room. Someone's in that VIP room.
Right. No sex in the World Between Worlds room.
Right? Like a room.
Celestial security guard peek. Hey, what we say?
Hey, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I'm allowed to be in here. I can be in here.
I told you don't fuck it in the World Between World room, though. Let me come back here. Oh shit! But now I say that to say that I noticed that the first we're watching like a clip from Clone Wars. Those rooms were very different.
Yeah.
Because what's the boy that got stuck in the other dimension with Thorn? What's his name?
Ezra.
Like Ezra's room looked very different when he pulled Ahsoka out from fighting.
Well, it's that's because it's the World Between Worlds is really just one big void, right? So there's paths everywhere. It allows you to look in the past, in the future, because when you watch Rebels, like you know, again, spoiler and stuff like that, when Ahsoka was fighting against Darth Vader, Ezra pulled. When Ahsoka was about to die, Ezra pulled Ahsoka out from that moment, and then he saw the moment when his parents died, and not parents, his parents, right? And he went
what's it? Hera's father's son.
Yeah, and he was like, you know, and so like that was a moment like where it's like you get to see what's happening because he wanted to go back and save it, but it would have had dire consequences. So it's like the World Between Worlds, they haven't fully dove into it, and that's why I was super excited when they jumped more into it here, because it was like, yo, there was a whole lot about that made like that has some explanations, some things that you want to learn about, and so it's like it was just really dope. But it's not crazy that what we saw in Clone Wars or Rebels, like when you see the World Between Worlds at that time and now, that it's different areas, because it's just like an infinite void, but it's also something that's within you, like because when you're in there, whatever you're experiencing, it is based off of your mind, right? Because some people still don't know, like, was that a real World Between Worlds? Is that your mind? Is that something that you're going through because you're a force sensitive person? Like, it's still a lot of unanswered questions about that space.
But I think too, to like how y'all said y'all point of, if you can wield force, even in certain different ways you can, I think that does start to take on how you said, like, it's a World Between Worlds, so it's endless possibilities. Like, you know, I know people weren't too happy about this in the last installment of the Star Wars movies, but when like Princess Leia could breathe in space. That was the most random. I know it's not everyone's favorite, But it's like, yo, if you're telling me that's harnessed from the Force to be able to manipulate yourself on a DNA type of level, then Ahsoka being able to be underwater that entire time and be there can also be possible.
Oh yeah.
Just by being able to wield the Force in a certain way. And then, like, even to your point, Deuce, like you said, during an extreme circumstance, that activates even further. And since she's been there before, it's like it just makes a lot of makes a lot of sense when you start thinking about it more of just like this Force is something that's way vast besides light and dark, to Brody's point.
Yeah. But Lord Hyphakagi had a really, really good comparison. Yo, hey, the people in the chat is making some really dope comparisons because they said, wouldn't the war the world between worlds be similar to where the TVA is? Where he who remain lives, and it is essentially that, because it is kind of like a timeline space, just because you can see so much within it, and it's still so much undiscovered from there.
Yeah, exactly. But man, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this though, man. This last episode, man, the steak is on the table. Anakin Returns, and I just got to say, all that Anakin slander they done had for these years.
Evil Ryu pulled up.
That shit got silenced in 60 minutes,
bruh.
About 15 years of slander on Anakin got silenced real quick.
Facts. I was like this the whole time. Look, mind you, I got a whole 6-year-old sitting next to me.
He basically was like, I've been trying to tell y'all this nigga George Lucas had me saying some bullshit. It had nothing to do with
yeah.
Bro, I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, did he just morph? Did he just turn evil in the face with the red eye? Oh my, what?
Bro, I cheered like I was watching sports. I cheered during that when I was like,
when that nigga was
walking, that shit kept changing. I said, hey, I don't know who shot this, but they bagged with this one. They bagged with this one.
Hey, but did y'all peep that they did a blend between the actor who plays Anakin and James Earl Jones' voice when he was talking?
Yeah, they did the same thing on Obi-Wan.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
and they did the same thing on Rebels. That is so brilliant.
Man, that is so fucking dope. But then, like, again, like I said, that whole when Ahsoka again, what Ahsoka's journey was confronting her decisions and who she is as a person, right? So that going back to the past and going to those battles and just having those moments, and Anakin still like teaching her, because again, she never finished her training. So even right off the bat, when he was like, I'm going to finish your training, like going through that and going through those trials and what she needs to go through to learn who she is and come to terms, like, you know what? Again, like I think ATL was talking about it, like Anakin was going to be Vader no matter what. Mm-hmm. So it's like that burden that Ahsoka is putting on herself that she's been holding on to, like what if, like he needed her to realize, like, you are you. Don't like I was going to be this no matter what, because you know this is my path, but like let's finish this trials and finish your journey so you can understand who you are and what your purpose is. Like I just love that whole episode with that fight had so much more meaning than just a beastie ass fight.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I just gotta say on the side note. Shout out to the young lady that played the young Ahsoka.
Bro,
she was killing.
Bro, she was killing me. She in everything. Wasn't she in
her name is Ariana Greenblatt. She's a daughter in Barbie, and she played young Gamora.
Yeah, she
got back to backs right now.
Yeah,
so,
look,
shout out to her.
So I was gonna say there's two things I wanted to say. So the first thing, when Ahsoka got knocked off the cliff or whatever and fell into the water, so where did she go? Was she on the brink, on the borderline of life or death? Like going into the, like, where was she? Like, because she technically finished her training with Anakin. So was she?
Well, that's why the world between worlds have so many like unanswered questions, because it is that it's like, okay, did she fall through a portal to get to the world of worlds, or again, was it all in her mind? Was she really underwater, unconscious, but in this force? But then it's like, is the kid, he was hearing everything. He's like, no, I'm not hearing those waves. I'm hearing those lightsabers. So it's like it's still up in the air on
what. He was hearing what they were doing.
I think what it is, it's something that humans can't even constantly conceive. The Star Wars is trying to illustrate. The world between worlds is it's a, like you said, is a void that Force users can, when they tap into. It's almost like they're hearing like, whoa, I'm hearing a lightsaber battle, and Jason just doesn't understand. He's not really hearing it in the realm of human existence. He's hearing this lightsaber battle that is happening, but it's happening in the world between worlds, which you can access either through just listening to the Force and projecting yourself there, which maybe a lot of Force users have, or you can actually physically project yourself there, or you can just hear it. But I think, or if you're on the brink of death, you're taken there as well.
Yeah. I think another good way to compare, if you saw Marvel's What If, it's kind of like what the Watcher does, like how he sits in between and is able to see all the universes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Of course, his abilities are a lot more heightened, but it's like, to Brody's point, all of that is really just a thin veil that if you have the power to look through it or hear it, you're a very extraordinary type of person. Because you always saw like the Watcher will pop his head in, see stuff going out, pop out.
Yeah. You got to be an elevated being to be able to put yourself, whether it's like I said, to be able to intentionally go in there, because every time somebody's there, like Broady said, it's through trauma, brink of death. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not, there's at least to my knowledge, there's not anybody who can travel to the world between worlds just willingly. Like, all right, I'm about to go to the world between worlds. Like, it always happens on an accident or something, like, oh shit, where am I at? And then you kind of assess where you're at. So it is one of those things that's why it's still up in the air about what it is.
I think she was physically there though, and the only reason why I say that is because the path that the ships went were too far off from the coast, and it would have been too long for her body to have went there. But from her fighting, going through her Clone Wars segment and stuff like that, where she ended up was the coordinates old boy gave. So I think when you saw the water starting to rise up again, I think that was her putting herself back into the physical world.
Yeah.
That's a good way. Yeah, I think it's her spiritual. I think she astral projected. I think that's what happens. It's like she's now in the world between worlds, where you can exist as an astral projection. Her physical body was still in the water. The astral projection is now in the world between worlds, which within that world, it's almost like Super Mario World. You go to the Star World, then you go to Special Zone, and then Anakin took her to the Special Zone while she's in the
You think the Force protected her body while she was underwater?
That's why I brought up the Princess Leia thing in space, because I'm just like, during the strange circumstances.
Oh my God. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even get that connection. Yeah, that because, but here's the thing. If they do say that what's happened, because they still never gave reasoning on why that protected Princess Leia. But again, the Force is the Force, right? There's still so much that we don't know about it. And yeah, the Force may be that protector or something like that, depending on. So like, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even think about it like that.
My next thing I wanted to say too, why am I doing this? I'm like, hey, my name is Martin.
I don't know why you keep popping in there like a midnight DJ.
I'm hosting these R&B, these 90s R&B songs.
The galaxy far, far away.
I got some silk curtains for my wife in a bed in the back. So what I was gonna say, do you think Broady? I keep coming to Broady because I feel like Broady and Deuce know more than both of us. Because do y'all think, although Star Wars is under a new regime, and George Lucas is Cap, I don't care what nobody, I need a Cap. He Cap. I meant to do that, Cap. Do you think they blew their load, like in terms of killing off important characters, and then now we have all these new amazing like new characters that were maybe talked about, spoken about, whispered about in books and comics and other pieces of media? We have like these ridiculous, amazing, like $1 million episode budgets on TV shows that should be movies. Like, do you think that Star Wars blew their load when they killed off a lot of the main characters and created like these?
No, because you got to think about it. The only window that we've had into the Star Wars universe is what we've been seeing. You got to understand, we've heard of tales of others that have died and have all died. What we've been seeing is people that are now dead, and that becomes the lore of tales and shit, where it's almost like Han Solo's like all the stories that you've heard, they're true. We just happen to be able to see it. We have to be able to be strong enough to understand, like, yeah, we saw Luke Skywalker die, but he's a tale. He's a story in this greater, bigger thing. We can't be too loving and fall in love with the Mark Hamill and just be on that, because there's so many other stories to tell. Yeah. Where this Skywalker saga may be the weakest saga that we've ever even experienced in Star Wars. We can't become too attached. This is helping us to detach from those moments.
Okay.
We've never seen Darth Plagueis. We've heard of it. We just
okay, let me ask you this, Brody. Okay. That's okay. Back to going to what you just said about the Skywalker, the last one, right?
Yeah.
Did you feel like, nigga, you peaked out? Like we're like all the other characters were like a little fresher than like doper than the main, like Luke. Like we got old man Luke going crazy, whatever the case is, and then they killed him off or whatever, right?
I mean, we ain't gonna be blasphemous about Luke, bro.
No, bro.
You've been tipping on that line, the shade shot. Like they finna catch you eventually.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying what Brody was saying, how where they're doing that to kind of veer us away away from the old shit into the new stuff, to where the old stuff are basically the lore, like the official legit lore now. It's been how many years of Star Wars? Like 40 years, maybe like almost 50. So like we have like all these amazing stories that were told, right? And then we have Rey and what's his name, Kylo Ren, Finn, and all of them or whatever. And then you have all the TV show. Oh, I'm sorry, Finn. And you have all the TV shows, like watching the show, like, bro, like I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I was never into Star Wars until episode 1 came out. When I saw Darth Maul, I was like, yo, they're legit, they're going crazy. And then that's what got me into it. And I went back and I realized my favorite Star Wars was Return of the Jedi, when he had the black suit, he was all going crazy. And
aren't you glad that it happened that way? Because if you had been attached to the original trilogy, you would have been like, what do you mean Darth Maul is not in the next trilogy? You know what I mean? Right, and that's the same thing that's happening right now. You can't be too attached to these characters that we've experienced, because there's so many stories to tell.
Makes sense. I was going to say, you know, as a longtime Star Wars fan, like I said, we it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it's kind of like LL Cool J, right? We love LL Cool J, got mad respect for LL Cool J, but it's like, yo, at some point we got to explore other hip hop, right? You know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. We love the Skywalker saga. We love the Skywalkers, got much respect for them, but we were asking for that. So that's why the excitement when we was like, even like I said, even just getting the Mandalorian, we was like, yo, yes, a whole different story. The reason why the last trilogy had a fumble is because they introduced an idea of a black Jedi, of a stormtrooper who was force sensitive, that we was like, yo, this is going to be dope. And then they changed it on us. And we was like, yo, we thought we was going to get a new story, and y'all just gave us another Skywalker saga. So it was like, it was, you know what I'm saying? So we've been asking for more. They just finally listened, because we don't want to X out what made us love it, because like I said, the Skywalker sagas made us love it. You know, we love it, but it was like, yo, it is time for us to explore. Y'all said this is a galaxy far, far away. What else is happening in this galaxy?
But I think too, to your point though, also now going back into the reality of it is time, visual effects, and when he was making all of this stuff too. Of course. Because to your point, even when the first originals with the Skywalker, there were dozens of characters you got attached to, and you couldn't wait to see their story, and it wasn't focused on them. Like Han Solo, Lando. Still want to see Lando when he was younger. I want to see the Ewoks. I don't care what nobody say. Ewoks is not shit. I want to see the Ewoks get something when like they cartoon was fire. So
but didn't they plan to get destroyed after the
First of all, they live on the moon. Don't disrespect the Ewoks like that. They're moon bears. Okay, they out here on the moon doing their shit. No, they just go to work. They be going to work, and then they be in these places doing their shit. No, we're not gonna disrespect the Ewoks like that. They sell the best dope in the galaxy.
All right.
How you're slanging?
All right. I don't want to disrespect the fun size. What's his name?
See, you finna see this ain't blasphemy. So why are you don't you fun size Chewbacca? Really? Really?
I'm sorry.
But before we get out of here though, man, because I know again, like Brody got to get around the world and still keep making people laugh, man. So I'm glad he got a chance to stop by and talk. I want to know y'all predictions though. We got 3 more episodes. We're about to episode 6 will be coming out this Tuesday. I believe it's gonna be in theaters first. Just
what?
To people to watch. Yeah, I think episode 6 is gonna be screened.
Nowhere in my city. Probably where y'all at.
Yeah, because I believe 5 was too. I believe 5 got shown.
5 was.
Yeah, they said 6 is also supposed to be shown in theaters, but it's still supposed to be dropping.
I'm going
Tuesday.
I'm definitely going.
Yeah, at 6 o'clock PST. But I want to know 3 more episodes. Like
one downtown will is $6 on Tuesdays. Regal downtown.
Man, I got first off, I got Regal. So you let me know, sir. We got that shit for free. We can go.
Let's go.
Yes, let me know. But I want to know y'all predictions though. 3 episodes left. What's next? What's about to happen?
All right, I want to say it because I want to jump in because I am on time constraint. I apologize. What I think we're going to see is obviously we're going to see Thrawn, we're going to see Ezra, but I think Ezra and Thrawn are going to be unrecognizable to the people that are coming to get them. Where Ezra may have turned to the dark side, and Thrawn may be the one telling them, "Please trust me. I need you guys here." We're going to see Ahsoka the White being completely tested in her purity. And we're going to see. I think we're going to see why all of these characters are not in the sequel trilogy. Why they're trapped in this other galaxy and they're not in the future story.
You cooking, bro?
Because we've been wondering why didn't Ahsoka help out Kylo Ren? Why didn't they? And they're like, we need to get back. The Emperor is coming back.
Yep.
We're gonna see. Everything's going to come together with the Baby Yoda shit. You know, everything's going to come to a crux of the things we've been learning about the Mandalorian, the Boba Fett series, the sequel trilogy, Rebels. Everything's going to come to a crux in this other galaxy. Guaranteed.
Yep. And the reason why I think that.
Hold on, Deuce. I've
been thinking about it a lot.
I gotta take that in. Because especially with First Order, like if they never just completed this. And that's how the First Order came because they still stuck over there
because they can't get back.
And then too, we ain't even thinking about is time still the same in this dimension?
We don't know nothing about it. We don't know nothing about it because here's the thing. Here's what I believe that's going to happen in the next in the actual next movie. I believe that we are going to get this team up of Rey, Ahsoka, Grogu. Like I said, because it's going because whatever happens in this end, like Broady said, it's going to be that it's going to continue that story.
An older Jason, a grown-up Hera's son. Because I'm talking about these niggas. Like we're gonna have Sabine, Ahsoka, and who else? Ezra and all of them. They're gonna be trapped, right? So when they come back, they're gonna be the same age. Hera's gonna be old when they come back. Hera's gonna be old. Jason's gonna be older. So this team up could be perfect because now you have an older Rey who's probably the same age as Ahsoka now. Okay, an older Rey. Imagine that. Yep. Or no, maybe a little younger than Ahsoka.
A little bit younger.
Actually, who's gonna depending on where they getting thrown at into the next thing.
If based on what Will said, if that dimension keeps them like the same age, they're gonna come back as that's the same age with a Rey and all these people that have caught up, even though 30 years has spanned.
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody, Grandpappy Perp, he said Rey's probably gonna have an apprentice. Nigga. You know who might be her apprentice?
Finn.
Me.
Whoa!
100%. 100%. Gotta be crazy.
Hey, Jason might be that apprentice, bro.
That's why I just saying who's. That's why I just asked. I said who's gonna.
Jason.
It might be Jason, but because
who's gonna train? Who's gonna train?
They didn't say Finn coming back yet. He said that he wants to come back, but they never said that he was coming back. But Jason may actually be it too.
I got more on Jason, and I would say Finn. I would give Finn more of already being established. Like I would love to see like Finn already, like again, like years in past. I want him to already have his stuff. Like I don't want to see him get trained. I want to see him.
I think he'd be a general, bro.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a general. Yeah,
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
But you know what? The one thing that I know that I feel that we're definitely going to get, and Broady, you talked about it a little bit. Like, yeah, Ahsoka is definitely going to be tested because if you saw in that fight when she had with her eyes was turning. Just like Anakin, it was turning, but she just, she fought it off. And I feel like these next 3 episodes,
with Anakin, when he was Anakin,
when they got close, her eyes was like it was turning. But like I said, she was able to thwart it off. So I believe like these next 3 episodes, because we're going into this whole nother universe, and it's going to be dealing with people from the past. It's going to be dealing with one of the biggest threats. Ahsoka is going to be tested so much that it's going to be, again, you're going to get so many scenes of like, okay, she can, like right now, I feel like you said, Will, the white is that void, right? But it's that slippery slope because you're not 100% good, you're not 100% bad, you're where you're at, right? So now, like, she's going to go to a whole new area that may potentially can either sway her either way so fast, because you got to think they want to save Ezra because of the so now it's like, all right, do I kill Thrawn? Do I go that far to save Ezra? But then if Ezra's unrecognizable or if Ezra's compromised, then where do I go? Like there's going to be so many tests right now.
And you know what a potential thing could be too? Ahsoka could be the first one that finds balance in the Force. And she could develop a new color within her stuff that means balance. She may be the one that actually does find it, and from being in there. Because I feel like here's the biggest thing we all like skipping, and I think gonna be the biggest Easter egg out of all that. They're gonna be in a big ass battle. I'm going with Brody's. They're gonna be trying to fight Ezra, Thrawn trying to help, and then all of a sudden, you hear this motor running. And then all of a sudden, Vin Diesel come out of nowhere, and it's like the family. And he saves everybody. This time, it's not about going fast. That's how Ahsoka's go in. Vin Diesel is gonna save everybody for family.
I'll throw my life away.
Now you know what? No. Fuck that. No, you're right. Vin Diesel is gonna come back.
I don't even want the nigga in Star Wars. Just
as Riddick.
Why did you go Vin Diesel in this?
He's coming back as Riddick.
No, I don't want Riddick.
Riddick, pitch black, nigga.
What?
No. The most I'll give you is in this other galaxy. It's the Star Trek universe. That's the most I'll give niggas. But
that'd be crazy. That'd be the most ambitious. That'd be the most talked about crossover in the world.
Hey, no, hold on. Because the way you just said that, bro, I don't know if y'all saw the trailer. Y'all saw that they did show Thrawn like the real live action version of him, right?
Yeah,
I didn't watch the trailer.
Yeah, they showed him in the trailer.
Blue.
So if I'm keeping it real, I know it's very far fetched, but it would be crazy if they did that. Low key, what if when they zoomed out, Thrawn was sitting on the Enterprise, and that shit just went off?
Yo, you stupid as fuck.
Imagine that shit just zoomed out, and he on the SS Enterprise. I'm like,
oh my god.
And just kind of like, it's finally happening.
Benjamin Sisko sends him a text. Damn, nigga, you did it.
Look, hey, we getting G.I. Joe and Transformers. I'm just saying.
But that was already. Come on, bro. We knew that was gonna happen, bro. Eventually, because of the comics, we knew that was.
I didn't. Well, I was completely shocked. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, I did not see that coming at all.
I did not see that coming either. And if we doing eventually, they need to do Beetlejuice versus the Ghostbusters. And I said that on here.
100%.
That need to happen,
bro. On some G shit. In 94, 95. So if G.I. Joe and Transformers coexist, Power Rangers got to be there too.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a fantastic episode. I'm straight out of the comic book. I want to apologize to Brandon Broady because this is my fault. I definitely opened this.
Brandon is on a time constraint and he has to go, sir.
And I have to leave with that in my brain. That hurts.
Yeah, that's on me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have started with Vin Diesel. And
you know what?
This is where we got to. I'm so sorry.
You know what? Leave me alone, bro.
Because the day I see a Power Ranger with a lightsaber, I'm gonna throw my life away too.
We have seen them. They're called VR troopers.
Damn.
Brody, I'm gonna go ahead and let people tell me
Superman versus the Master Jedi.
What you got coming up? Because I know you got.
Yes. You guys can follow me at Broady the Joker, BROADY the Joker. I definitely have some shows coming up, probably in your city. Just take a look at my Instagram. I always post to let you know. I appreciate everyone that follows. I appreciate all the support. Thank you to Will. Thank you to Deuce. Thank you to ATO. You know what I mean? This is where I love to be, man. Especially talking about some Star Wars.
Yes, sir. Always glad to have you here, man. You take it easy. You be safe out there, bro. Hey, keep shining bright, my guy.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. Oh, I thought he was gonna log off. Okay. I was like, that was kind of more false than I wanted it to be. I would say if we have any questions from the audience, because I know we normally haven't gone live on Arcade Tokens in a while. Deuce, how much time do you have left?
I got a few. What's good? We're gonna ask some questions.
I just wanted to see, get us some questions going in and stuff like that from the audience. If anybody got some questions,
bet. Shout out to Grant. What's his name? Grandpappy Perp.
Grandpappy Perp.
Grandpappy Perp.
There's a lot of blasphemy in this shit for a reason, because we just be enjoy. I enjoy myself when I hang with these dudes, man. I apologize,
ATO mad that he didn't come with the heat on his episode of Geek.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a little guinea pig the shit out of my ass. You know what I'm saying? You're first. You know what I mean? Now I get it. And then
first off, you were not first. You were not first.
What you talking
Who was
about?
The first one? Wait. Who did we see with first?
It was the first. Well, the first I've heard.
He was the first to go in the episode.
I ain't talking about yeah. Y'all did me dirty. I was an ATO. Go, stupid. Remember that?
No, first off, sent you a call sheet with details.
I know that, but I mean, I'm kind of new to a lot of this stuff. And
I'll give you
fuck all that. Look, I had called Deuce. I texted him and I DM'd him, and I got mad when I saw the other episode about somebody talking shit about Bruce.
Yeah, he want to roll up on Darren, bro, on Big Baby. Bro,
hey man.
Beef, bro.
My Facebook ain't stopped ringing since I posted that clip.
Well, people was hot about that.
I wanna, bullshit. I want to fight him. That's cap, but I want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk about Bruce like that, bro.
I mean,
I mean nothing, bro. He's the greatest of all time.
Batman always going to be polarizing. The two things that are always going to be Batman and Dragon Ball Z, you debate those no matter what, it's always going to cause so much discourse.
Come on, I'm telling you, it's
always.
Fact,
like I said, I always ask the question: what is more polarizing, Batman with prep time or Goku soloing any universe? Because those two arguments I've seen cause they are nukes in any group chat, in any Facebook group, any nerd group. You bring up Batman with prep time or Goku soloing anybody, it causes World War III every time. Every time.
Think about it. Like Bruce is like they made him unstoppable because he has no powers. He's a super genius. He has all this fly shit, right? But then you also gotta look at Goku. How many times has this motherfucker proved us wrong? He got killed a bunch of times, came back, neglected his kids, saved the universe, got new powers, got new powers, got new powers, and got some newer powers.
Here's the only thing you keep missing out of that though. Goku's a fucking alien from a different planet who's part monkey that also turns into a giant monkey when a big ass moon comes out.
Now let me be that guy. Goku is a Japanese character from a base off of a Chinese fucking mythos monkey, right? But he's from another planet on Earth that looked like everybody else with a missing tail. And also, hold on. Also, every single person on Dragon Ball Z has the same fucking powers. Niggas can fly. Niggas can shoot projectiles. everybody does the same thing. Like I'm just saying. Like I remember when I first got into the show, I was like, damn, everybody do the same thing.
Everybody doesn't do the same
Everybody
thing.
don't, bro.
Everybody doesn't do the same thing. I don't know.
Everybody flies, dude. Every single character on Dragon Ball Z flies. Everybody
doesn't. Everybody doesn't.
Everybody doesn't fly.
I ain't talking about Boom. I'm talking about all the warriors, bro. Even the niggas from other planets.
They showed you how you do that.
Right. They showed you a whole thing, bro.
You focus your chi and put it under your feet.
Man,
like Hercule couldn't fly.
Hercule couldn't fly.
Thank you, Akuzma, man.
Oh my God.
Akuma, yeah. Thank you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But hold on. Somebody asked a very great question. Lord Haikage, I want to answer his question. What else do we need? So I don't know if you saw our old episode, but like to me, I've always said we need to dive deeper into the lore. That first original battle of the Force, you know, between the Jedis and the Sith, that mega battle that they had when it was like multiple Siths and multiple Jedis on the battlefield. I want to dive deeper into that. And also the Yoda Grogu race. Like they haven't really tapped into what this race is, who they are. So I think with the Star Wars, like again, we got the Skywalker saga, the way that they're expanding the universe right now. What the hell was that?
What the fuck?
What are you
doing? What you blowing off? That nigga went right to the bottom. Wait, did you disagree? Like, wait.
But yeah, to get back on track, but yeah, like the you know, going into, like I said, continue expanding these universe with these races, because just like, you know, we see the Force sensitive people, like Will said, there's so many characters that have so many dope backstories, so many different things, right? So like, yeah, we love the Force, but like what the Mandalorian showed me was that I don't need a Force sensitive person to be the star of everything, right? So we can't dive deeper into, like I said, that's why I love the Mandalorian and diving deeper into their lore, and then like I said, diving deeper into just, you know, just in general, you know, give me the basic.
Yeah, like I know people didn't like it a lot, but I love Boba Fett. I love the book of Boba Fett because
it was great.
Yeah, because it took away, like I said, it wasn't focused on the Jedi lore, the full thing of the Empire. Like it shows you what also this galaxy has to offer. Because it's like, yo, that was really the first time we saw more of like, oh shit, you forget there's an underground world to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we don't. Oh, go ahead, ATL.
No. I'm just gonna say I was just kind of touching on what you were saying, Deuce. You don't have to always have like the main reason you watch Star Wars. When you think of when a person that's untrained or they know the commercial, the idea of Star Wars, you think of lightsabers and Darth Vader, right?
Yeah,
that's very true that you said, like about there can be other Star Wars shows where the Jedi doesn't have to be the star. Like Mandalorian was a great show. It made me respect, you know, like those all the other different types of characters in the entire universe, and watching how, and also one of the things I love the most, the costume designs, man.
Yeah,
those costume designs are fucking phenomenal, bro.
Yeah,
like,
and see, that's the thing too. Man. Also, like you can still have like the results of what happened in the universe, but see the impact of it, because you got to think the Empire, the Imperial, whatever, like everything that they did, the destruction that they caused. There's ripple effects that happen. There's whole civilizations that got demolished by the Empire. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, like the underbelly of this universe. You know what I'm saying? The crooks, the criminals, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about like that. You know what I'm saying? The spice network.
Bro, like the politics.
You know, to jump back on that, what I was talking about, God bless the dead, Ray Stevenson, bro. He looked fucking menacing as fuck and looked litty as hell in the last episode of Ahsoka. He just stood up with the saber. And he was just popping up, bro. And it's just it sucks, man, that, you know, we lose people like that, man, and it's great to see such great talent, bro. Like the whole cast was brilliant, bro. Like, and honestly, that's some straight up theatrical, like thespian acting, bro, from every single one of those cast members, man. And it's great to see that shit, man. Like, for real, man. Like, and I appreciate all of this stuff, man. This is great.
I just want to sing with Hera and Obi just so I can show, like, see them right there. Like, oh shit, the husband and wife are in the scene together. That's wild.
Oh shit,
that is crazy. Oh, you didn't know that Mary is married to Ewan McGregor?
Did not know that.
Yeah, they are married. So it was just
wait,
who's
married to Ewan McGregor?
Oh, the one that plays Hera, the general. Mary.
Man, I was about to shoot my motherfucking shot, bro. Yeah, she fine as a boy. She fine as hell in that. She's fine, bro.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Star Wars.
Nah, I don't give a damn. She fine. Let me pull them little green things. You know, whatever them things. Her skin dreads.
Yo, Law and Order Star Wars would be hard. Law and Order Star Wars would be hard.
But it got to start like a Law and Order too. Somebody walking, talking, like, yeah, man. So the Sith though, I don't even know about them, but them niggas be getting on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? But listen here,
sucker. So did you you walked across the Force? Did you use the Force, sucker? Yeah, this dark ice.
Oh man, I think this has been a great episode, man. It's about time for us to go ahead and wrap this up, man. I appreciate y'all throwing in the questions and stuff, and for y'all joining on to the live and everything like that. We're gonna definitely try to do this a little bit more often and stuff when we could get stuff on Saturdays and get people available. But before we do jump off of here, just want to go ahead and let Deuce ATO let people know where to follow them, what they up to, and how to support, man. ATO, I'm gonna let you go first, and then Deuce, I'm gonna let you round this thing on up.
Appreciate y'all. It's always a pleasure to hang with y'all, man. It's really cool to really call y'all boys like my bros, my homies, and all that. I appreciate y'all for accepting me into the fold. But my name is ATO Worldwide. It's about all the goofy shit and the joking stuff, man. I'm an aspiring voice actor, and I'm a musician. I make music and all that. Just follow me at ATO Worldwide, all social media platforms and DSPs.
Bet. All right, man. Y'all know, man. Young_Deuces everywhere, man. Listen here. I am a narrator on Watch Mojo and a voice actor. So, if you want to follow my journey, I'm offering this new thing on our Patreon, patreon.com/geekset. You can see me actually recording and doing my auditions, doing this the Watch Mojo list and everything like that. So you can check out kind of like those behind the scenes on that Patreon. Also, go to youtube.com/geekset podcast. We are gearing up for the 8th season of One-on-One with Deuces. So I'm going to be bringing that back out. Just working on something to make it even bigger. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the people that you see on this channel is going to be back on. Also, I started a story time series. So, I'm dropping a new story every Monday. Just me telling you about some of the stories, like how I got The Rock to listen to my album, or how I am a whole video game boss that you can, that you can play this game and try to beat my stage, or how I almost signed to Roy Jones Jr. record label. So I got all these stories that I'm telling on that page. And then, of course, the regular podcast, man. Geek Set Podcast, only podcast that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together. So come fuck with us.
Salute, bro.
Yes, indeed, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all watching this live with us, sitting down, listening to us talking about Star Wars, Ahsoka, and hopping in here, giving us some good information, man. Shout out to let's see who we had in here. Lord Haifa Cage. I'm finna fuck all these names up.
Haifa Kage. You gotta say Kage. It's a Kage.
Haifa Kage.
Here we go.
Kage. It's Akuma. Grand Peppy Perp.
Jab forward, short kick, fierce punch.
AJ Marshall.
Yes, indeed.
Swish.
There's a person named Will Pharaoh is in here.
Yeah, I saw some ATO Worldwide. Appreciate you as well. Glad you're doing illustrations
with the bot spam.
Yeah, shout out to Bully the Kid, the homie Ness. Yeah, man, we appreciate all of y'all being in here, checking this out. Y'all really made this special for us, and we really enjoyed chat with y'all today, man. So we hope that y'all take care, and we'll see y'all soon. And look out for that next episode of Geek Blasphemy coming out on Fridays. Wednesday, we drop old episodes straight out of a comic book, okay? There's just some more that's coming out. We know they'd be like, yo, why y'all tell us these is old? They are old. They're reruns. You know, I'm from an age where you had reruns.
They're in syndication. We getting that back.
Yeah, that's
syndication, right?
Hey, anybody, real quick, anybody, this is a serious. Anybody trying to catch that Street Fighter 6 face ATO_worldwide on PlayStation 5? Holla at me.
Oh yeah, we are gonna start going back on. We're gonna start going back on Twitch. We're gonna start letting y'all in on watching the Fleet on Grand Theft Auto 5, man. So y'all watch us go crazy. GTA 5, man. But thank y'all for watching. We're gonna catch y'all next time. Peace out.